Hello, and welcome back to Quantitative Reasoning Online. Today, I want to work on Lesson 15C preview assignment. The power of the pill. Now, let's see, we're talking statistics here, and I'm going to surmise that we're going to talk about placebos here. Just my guess. Let's find out. What are we going to look at? We are going to look at defining statistical terms, blinding and double blinding, placebo, placebo effect, treatment and control group. Some more stuff on confounding, and understand that sometimes people get better when they take a fake medicine. That's a placebo effect, by the way. Let's proceed. Screen. So let's see. In the next class, you will think more about confounding variables in experiments and extend your understanding about the effect of treatments, non-explanatory variability, blinding and double blinding, and placebo effect. The tutorial for the preview of Lesson 15, Part C, The Power of the Pill, begins here. Find the definition of the following statistical terms and enter them into your personal statistical dictionary. Part A, blinding and double blinding. Part B, placebo and placebo effect. Alright, so now put me on pause a little bit and do some internet searches on blinding and double blinding and placebo and the placebo effect. So put me on pause and get back to me. Okay, hopefully you did some researching. Blinding, double blinding. Blinding is when the subjects don't know what they're getting. So there's two, three or more treatments going on. Blinding is when the subject doesn't know if they're getting the placebo, the low dose, the medium dose, the high dose. Okay. So blinding is when one of the entities don't know what they're getting. In this case, the subjects. Double blinding is when the researchers and subjects don't know what they're getting. In terms of treatments. So, when the researcher comes out with their tray of pills, and subject 1 gets cup 1, subject 2 gets cup 2, a third party organized the treatment schedule. So someone knows who's getting the placebo. Someone knows who's getting the treatment, whether treatment A, B, or C. Somebody knows, but the person who's administering the research, giving out the pills or giving out the treatments, and the subjects, they don't know who's getting it. Again, that's a way of ensuring the researchers does not inadvertently influence the subject. So blinding is when the subjects don't know what they're getting, but the researcher does. Double blinding is when the researchers and subjects don't know what they're getting in terms of treatments. Placebo, that's just a treatment. That looks, taste, and gives a feel. I don't want to say that one. It looks, tastes, and feels like the treatment. So you're not gonna make the treatment blue pill the size of a horse pill, while the treatment is a little teeny tiny little tablet. Okay, so the placebo is a treatment that looks, tastes, and feels like the actual treatment. And the placebo effect is, hey, you have placebo, I feel better. I took the pill. I took the elixir. I took the liquid. I ate these veggies, and I don't know, whatever. And because I did that, I feel better. Even though there's absolutely nothing occurring. So blinding, subject doesn't know what they're getting. Double blinding, a third party organized a treatment schedule, so the researcher and the subjects do not know who's getting what, and that's just to eliminate a potential source of bias of the researcher unduly influencing the subject if they know who has placebo and who doesn't. While the placebo is a treatment that looks, tastes, and feels like a treatment, the actual treatment, and the placebo effect is, hey, I took the placebo and I feel better. Describes the difference between a treatment group and a control group in a statistical study. Well, treatment group, no, group A, getting the treatment. Control group, maybe when it gets to placebo, nothing. Basically, this is kind of like again, kind of like a baseline type. We need something to compare the treatment group to. Compare to see if a difference occurs. And how to compare it to treatment? Maybe a placebo, maybe a group that does absolutely nothing. No, go back to the early one. 5 hours of exercise, no exercise. That comes under nothing. And so we have something to compare the treatment to. So the difference is one gets a treatment, one doesn't, basically. So let's see, in some statistical experiments, a response is observed that may have more than one possible cause. What is the term that describes when third variables may be present? Well, that goes back to the last preview when we talked about confounding, and kind of like emphasize the third variable. And the only thing that I talked about with third variable was the confounding. Let me do that. Suppose a group patient who struggled with anxiety was given a prescription of a new medication and told to take a pill in their next anxiety attack. The medication was effective for 32% of the group. The medication was nothing more than a capsule of cornstarch. Cornstarch doesn't cure anxiety. What has happened? Cornstarch cured anxiety? Participant never had an anxiety attack? Or because they were told the pill helps alleviate anxiety, it actually cured some people. That is the placebo effect. I think, therefore, I will. Power of suggestion. They were told they were going to be given a pill that will help their anxiety. Which is another reason for having blind, double-blind studies. Come on. All right. Use the rating to get ready for the upcoming in-class activity. How confident are you that you can define statistical term blinding and double blinding, placebo and placebo effect, treatment and control group? Extremely. How confident you can explain confounding? It's a third variable. Kind of masks what's happening. How confident are you that you understand that sometimes people get better when they take a fake medicine, the placebo effect? And let's see. Discuss these guys, discuss a little more, and discuss that. And I think we're done with the power of the pill tutorial. So if you haven't looked up definitions of blinding, double blinding, placebo and placebo effect, do so now. And I'll see you shortly for quantitative reasoning online, lesson 15C, the power of the pill questions.